is Brittany Beck, and I am a protein synthesis. I was asked to come down here today to explain to you the normal process of transcription and translation, and how the organelles are involved, but also how a prion is affecting this process. Now, the first part of this is transcription, which is when your DNA turns into RNA. Now, what happens is the DNA, which is located in your nucleus, becomes unzipped by breaking the hydrogen bonds, and once this happens, we're able to see the double helix. Now, on each side of this double helix, you should be able to see a code. And once this happens, the RNA preliminary comes along, zips down the unzipped DNA, and creates messenger RNA, which is basically a photocopy of the DNA. Now, once this happens, your RNA preliminary exits through the nucleus pore, but before your messenger RNA can, there's three things that have to be done. First, on one side, we put a prime cap. The other side, A is put on, and the introns are taken off. Now, once this happens, your messenger RNA exits the nucleus pore, goes into a vacuole, and then the vacuole transports this to the ribosome. Now we reach the process of translation, which is when your RNA, or messenger RNA, is turned into a protein, which is basically a strain of amino acids. Now, the first part of this is the messenger RNA, once it exits the vacuole, goes up to the ribosome, and attaches itself and starts to go in a kind of a motion like this, like that. And once this happens, your tRNA, which is outside the ribosome, grabs an amino acid with a corresponding anticodon, which has a codon inside the ribosome on the messenger RNA. And once this happens, the tRNA enters the ribosome, finds this matching codon, which is 3 letters on the messenger RNA. Now, once this happens, the amino acid on the tRNA is dropped off, and tRNA exits the ribosome and picks up another amino acid. Now, this process repeats and repeats until it reaches a stop codon. And once the stop codon is reached, the protein is then transported by the vacuole to the Golgi body, which folds the protein. Now, the prion, which I mentioned earlier, is basically a misfolded protein. Now, what happens is the prion kills off the cell by multiplying so much that it's not allowing any water to go out, which kills the cell, and which leads us to believe that this is why people are becoming zombified, as so to say, as we see in the outbreak. Now, our theory is that this malfunction is occurring in the Golgi body because a prion is simply a misfolded protein. We don't really have any other information besides that, but we do know or believe that the Golgi body is where this malfunction is occurring at this time. That's all we have, or that's all I have today, so thank you for having me come and discuss this with you.